cup of tea can solve so many things, right?
Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot a little bit and ask you this question, right?
Mm.
Smith Street, the
Yes.
revitalization of Smith Street by CBA. What do you
Yes.
think is the likely outcome?
Mm. Okay. I think we have been to the visitor streets around the world. So this one, which is the Malaysia one, is it Chijongkai or something like that? And some of the Bangkok one, they are flooded with people, with their own individual characteristics.
Mm,
At the same time, it's also brings in with a lot of different. Hopefully, these different elements can blend well with the local community. Everyone shines together instead of one single direction. So I always wanted this the Speed Street, all the street inside our Chinatown to have
mm,
our own water
mm,
that blends well with this international uh, the share of Singapore story. So I think I believe BCA is one of the aided uh, authority who is supposed to help
mm,
the Chinatown as a whole to
mm,
better shine, better share our Chinatown story. So I believe they can do more by putting all the element in place to bring more people around the world here and also tell our Singapore story. I think the dollar and cents actually important,
mm.
but it's never the most important in real life. So I believe they would have a lot of support given that they are trusted with it is somebody actually tender much more than them, but they are
Mm,
given the privilege to run it because I believe they believe, or rather they believe that BCA is in the hand and better understanding of the local community. So I think with that in mind, I believe they could have do more
yeah.
for Singapore, you know, to better shine. So at this juncture, you know, although I didn't see it yet, I'm still looking forward for better, bigger picture of their contribution. But I strongly believe that all individual of us who is here in Singapore should come to our Chinatown to
Yeah.
experience our Chinatown first. Besides pointing the finger and other place, I think, are you here in Chinatown before? Would you like to bring people to Chinatown to understand our food, our culture, our people in Chinatown?
Mm,
If you haven't been here, maybe next week or next day you should do so. So my own experience is such that when we shifted to a different area when we are overwhelmed with all the facility and things like that. We might not even want to actually visit our own Chinatown because there isn't a need. The interest is not that fantastic. We can get it in our own township and things like that. But I think there are bound to be some of the things, like in the stretch of 100 meter, we have a mosque, which is 1826. We have a Hindu temple that is
mm,
1827.
mm,
We
mm,
have the Buddhist relic temple, although it's new, but it's a Tang Dynasty kind of architecture. We
mm,
have a church that is within the 100-meter range. Is there a street in the world that we have this? You know, is there a hawker center that holds 200 over eatery that you wanted to try? So it's not. Perhaps you should come and bring people to Chinatown, especially your foreign friends. So do our part for our Chinatown first, and also hopefully that more get to go to different parts like Haji, you know, like
mm.
the Malay village, like the Hindu, Little India, all these things. I think as a Singaporean ourselves, they travel around, have a few of the local, and ask. After that, we have a understanding. We can bring more people to our Singapore.
Yeah, I agree definitely.
Yeah.
Just to like go back to Smith Street, right? I mean,
Yes.
you said we can do more, CBA can do more, and I think one of the
Yeah.
things that's kind of lacking right now, at least I can see, is a row of shops, and it's not distinguishable from any other street in Chinatown or even outside of
Mm.
Chinatown. One of the things that is perhaps lacking is the culture thing, which CBA has said that it will try to bring culture back to Smith Street. Can I just ask you, right, if we can use tea, right, as a kind of culture to bring community and not just business but also community and culture back to Smith Street? Can tea play a role? And if you think tea can play a role, what can you do? How would you contribute to the revitalization of Smith Street?
I think my tiny little space in Mall Street,
Mm,
allow us to interact more with people around the world,
mm,
like in a small scale. But
mm,
we did it day by day, and any single chance that comes to our shop, especially foreigner, we are more than happy to actually buy them. We want them to understand our Singapore a little bit more instead of just 走马看花 and just like one other places that they need to just visit. You know,
yeah.
my task over my shop is to talk to them,
Mm,
understand a little bit more on their country, so that it helps me with a lot of information that is from the ground by the people from whoever country. And secondly, they're able to share how is their feel, between there and here, and how can we better showcase, what we did, for Singaporean, and also, how can we better improve ourselves? Because it's never we are always top. It's never that we are always the best. I think it's the kind of the interaction from them. We are able
mm,
to understand we are still lack of a lot of things, but we never say we are lack of it, and we wouldn't want to have it. We are
mm,
lack of it. We will be working hard on it, and one fine day we are able to achieve it, and things like that. So it's from the kind of interaction, people understand us a little bit more, and they are more than happy to share it with their friends, and also invite more of their friends to Singapore. I think it's individual, or rather every individual Singaporean's job to do it this way, and we are given a chance to be located in Mall Street to
mm,
perform. And I believe a BCA, if they wanted to use tea as a
mm,
platform,
yeah.
better reach out. If they have ideas, we can contribute ours to actually better support them with all
Mm,
the culture link up. You know, we have been running talks for schools, that host a few hundred of them and things like that. We have run talks for MediaCorp also. I
yeah.
think not a big issue if everyone comes together with a cup of tea. Just that I think the direction have to be right on their side. How they want to reach out? Is it just one time thing, or is it a duration that we
Mm,
can
mm,
making
mm,
sure that everything works instead of just event by event, just run through the motion of events and things like that. So
yeah.
we are we are doing our part, in Mall Street. Hopefully, I think the BCA will do their part, making sure that their promise is delivered.
Mm,
And we would like to see more happening street. Again, it's not only in Smith Street alone.
mm, mm,
Of course, with all the grant funding and all these things they receive, they should be able to do a little bit more. But it's about all the street in our Chinatown. It have to carry their own character, own identity, own things to share, and people operator over here need to do a little bit more for their own shop, and also later extend it to the whole Chinatown. I
mm,
think my message, I don't know whether is it too much, but for me, on my part, we did it on our own first. Yes.
Yeah. It can't be someone has to organize it from outside and then hope that it work, right? It must have the people who participate and organize themselves must already have this passion and this interest in doing all these things like you have done, right? So it's not just to invent something new, it's to tap on existing resources and networks like yourself have done. So can I ask you, Smith Street is now a pedestrian street. So there is actually the space to hold all these activities, right?
Mm.
Currently, are there these activities, currently are they being organized or not yet?
Mm. Put it this way, I think there is one occasion when the what do you call it, the World Amazing Race came over to Singapore.
Hmm.
They actually contacted us, and after that, go through quite a fair bit of the meetings. We realized from the first meeting, we realized we are going to contribute our part because it really better showcase Singapore. Uh, but we didn't know that we have to go through so many meetings with them, so many talks. We even have to open, I think, if I'm not, two of the session in the Sunday just to make sure that their observer flow in and able to understand where the participant will come to our show, how are we going to conduct and all those things. To
Mm,
us, this is much more tedious because we are closed on Sunday, and
mm,
we have to attend a lot of meetings at no cost to, they didn't actually pay us anything, which we never asked for it, first of all. But
mhm,
I think to better project Singapore, I think it's our duty to actually go alongside and how can we better share our tea culture on our part, you know, to the rest of the world and things like that. So eventually it comes out fine,
uh,
and I would say well, because the participant thought that the tea is easy, but eventually, they have to run up and down just to make sure that they got the correct tea and things like that. And that makes the overall tea from bitterness, which is hard work, and turn sweet, where they get all the answer and things like that. So we supported them, and that is one of the location they host it in the Smith Street. It's not even in our street. By right,
mm,
as a, you give me all sorts of issue. You should host it right in front of my shop, organized so that people get to see me more often and things like that. But I think it brings out as a whole that as a Singaporean, I think we better showcase. We just make sure that this project runs on, that can better tell Singapore story. I think we do run the one of the amazing race by them, of course. The one of the element, which is the key element, where they have to sample the tea and all the hardship, they manage to get the rewards, the answers that they want. They move on to the next session station for new another Singapore. Yes, part of Singapore. Yes.
That's an interesting event.
So I think right now, if I'm not wrong, some of the events, I think they try their best to be there.
Yeah.
Uh, just that we didn't. At this juncture, at least for me, I try almost every day to walk there and see whether anything happened or not. In fact, for me, uh, I would like to be this incident. My hope or my dream is whenever any people that come to Singapore buy my tea, come to my tea, and
Mm,
they ask me, is there a place for me to recommend them for food, for events, for experiential thing, besides our shop, you can go straight to Smith Street where they have different food. At the same time, culture show is there. You can experience this at any time. Without me, I don't know whether they have activity or not there. You get me? This is my dream. If that would be the success of Smith Street, when at any point of the time, you don't worry. I'm not quite sure today what they have, but just go there. They have a lot of things for you to experience.
mm,
And that would be for me, that would be the year stick for all Singaporean or for foreigner to just go to the Smith Street, and not worry, you won't be disappointed.
mm.
Instead of maybe now, perhaps you will still see some of the empty street,
Yeah.
not much activity and things like that. I think We have yet to reach there, but I believe they are working extremely hard. Hopefully, they will get it as soon as possible.
Yeah, yeah. Can I ask you in general, right? The heritage business in Chinatown, the old businesses like Pexing Chuan,
Mm.
do they do they have much say in the development of Chinatown? Are they consulted in the development of Chinatown? Is there a group that you are involved in, a former group where they'll come ask you for an opinion?
In fact, to be frank, we are quite blessed to be invited by a few round. Sometime is I think the NHB people is involved, the STB people is involved, even EYA. All the participants is involved to actually contribute, and quite a fair bit of activity is there. Just that I'm not quite sure. I think recently we didn't attend. I think not for this year. And I can't remember. I don't know whether did they cancel it or not. So some of the operator is actually invited to actually contribute our point. The only thing is that when we highlight issues again and again, some of the issue could be because some of the old tea shop uh, shop houses is manned by individual different operators, and they are not even, some of them is an investment arm and things like that. So again, I think when you want to launch an activity without some of these operators' help, it also don't make sense and things like that. So I believe they would have faced some of the issue, but how can we better regulate so that people from this street, have contribute some of their effort to making sure that this street become our street. So I think we have to do something to actually better help one another. Besides the tenant, what about the landlord? How can they better encourage their tenant to actually play a part? In this group activity in our own Chinatown, and making sure that besides collection of the memberships from you and organize like a small activity for you still collecting money, and how can this community actually enrich. What we want to see is more people come to Chinatown and the whole place become vibrant, and everyone contribute, and by then I think without the people coming in and some of them not even contributing, some of them not even participating. I think the overall picture for it would be the same, and we will try to depend on some body to actually help out and things like that, which is unfair too. So is there a way for them to regulate? So at least they need to contribute bare minimum to making sure that this works.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. So I'm going to let you go soon. Thank you so much for sharing with us your history, the history of Pexin Chuan, and your thoughts as a business in Chinatown. I just want to highlight some accomplishments recently, right, by Pexin Chuan. Some years ago, you started the Nanyang Tea Challenge, I think with the government agencies. And I think this year you were awarded as a steward of Intangible Cultural Heritage. And I think this year you also became a heritage business officially. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
Congratulations.
Comes here.
How do you feel being awarded a heritage business?
I think since you highlight, I miss out this point. I think the most important thing for the Nanyang Tea Brewing Challenge we started 2018 during one of the events, because in fact somebody actually offer us a space for us to present our this combo set, and I actually highlight to my GM that it is part way for you. I just want to put up for sales. We are not interested. We wanted to do a little bit more for our Chinatown, because by then actually we actually highlight to them, say it was just for display. I think we might not want to take up. Then what they actually highlight to us, if that's the case, what you want to do. And surprisingly, I think they are this NHP is competitive. Say if want to run out a challenge for people to showcase their skills and put the Nanyang Tea on top. You know, it takes them only a few days for them to come to us, and after that, eventually we run the Nanyang Tea challenge in Kedai Square, which is our Chinatown, where we are more than happy to showcase and present. And second year, we thought, we thought it's still in our Chinatown. We are more than happy to share. And surprisingly, they put us to Budok, which is the hawker center, where they wanted to roll out
Oh.
the this hawker Intangible. So we also supported the event for 2 years and things like that, and we doing so. And the third year is a disaster where the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
We thought this thing will die off, and surprisingly, when we actually highlight to them that we might want to run the online first world online challenge, which we never did it before. Nobody did it before. And NHB, supported us all the way by giving us the space for us to Zoom in National Museum. At the same time, give us all the support, in the background. How can we better Zoom it? Although they restrict us, it is just 1 hour where only limited participants is allowed. We were doing that for 3 consecutive years where people from all over the world, America, US, Australia, Japan, France. I think most of the Southeast Asia country like Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. I think they are all here to participate. I think that really brings the Nanyang Tea challenge to the next level with the kind of support from them. I think sometimes we thought things like that. Nobody runs it before. How to sample the tea like that? They might not be interested to help us out and things like that. But surprisingly, NHB give us the full support. That's the reason why we're able to run it for 3 consecutive years to reach out to people around the world, and that's our blessing. And of course, this year we run it in the Garden by the Bay with their support, and we did it in Garden by the Bay, where of course people from the world come to the Garden by the Bay, and also come to the this garden to actually go through the challenge with us and things like that with some of the performance and things like that. I think these are the two things that we understand. Our agencies, our government is giving us a lot of support if you are able to share more with them. You see, so our job is to make sure we do our part, present ourselves, share with them, and how can we better bring Singapore together. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't want to support you. So I think it's first of all on your part, on your individual level, how we better do our part to be able to reach out to them, and for sure they will do their part to give you their support, with whatever way, that we can reach out and things like that. So this is one. And of course, to receive the Intangible Culture Award 2024 is the utmost honor for us. We are being a humble tea merchant, a small little tea man. We wouldn't want to actually own this title of a we are just a tea man. That's why I highlight from the start. We are still doing our daily thing, making sure that we did it, perfect it day by day, be 1% a day and things like that, and making sure that we are able to move on and on. I think that is the key thing for myself. Hopefully, the next generation of the Singaporean will be able to keep on moving and achieving what they want in life. Yes. So thank you very much for the nation also, and also for the Heritage Business Award, where we look forward for their assistance, not in monetary sense, but in the kind of a consultation, in a kind of a platform. How can they better share our Singapore story to people around the world? I think this is something that I looking forward that we can better support. And as a proud Singaporean, we have almost zero resources, but we are here and we'll still keep moving. Yes.
Yeah, it's very good to hear that you're open to working with the government agencies and providing, highlighting the culture and heritage and also the issues that you may face. What can we look forward to from Big Sin Chuan in the near future?
I think for my part at this juncture, whoever that comes to us, we
Mm,
will still offer them a cup of tea. And it's
mm,
through the cup of tea, we are able to share our story, our people better. It's a one Singapore thing. So really appreciate this call and hope that we can still keep on shining and
yeah.
share our tea story. Yes.
Can I just ask you one last question before I go, like a
Sure.
personal question? Recently, I've become very interested in the health aspect of tea, right? So like
Yes.
chrysanthemum and mulberry. But I'm not
Okay.
I don't know very much about the kind of Chinese tea or oolong cha.
Okay.
What are the health benefits for our listeners, maybe of the tea, the Nanyang tea?
Okay. In
Mm,
fact, the basically the Nanyang tea are make up of the
mm,
main component of the this oolong.
mm,
But again, I think right now, in fact, these 20 years, we have been evolved quite a fair bit of the different Nanyang tea together with some of the local group where
uh,
we actually curate, create some of the tea for their own counter for them to better tell their own story. So it's some of the tea could be oolong with
mm,
red tea. Some of the tea could be the Western tea and the Chinese tea that comes together with some of the flora in hope that
mm, mm,
the Western and the Eastern world come together and it build it blossom and things like that. So it's the spirit of Nanyang that is a never say die kind of attitude. Uh, so right now the Nanyang tea spirit come with a lot of creation with the healthier choice in mind, that
mm,
we do have all the 6 different tea that is inside, and quite a fair bit of them is the Nanyang kind of spice, like our pandan leaf that we use it for a lot of our pastry. Like our coconut that we use it for a lot of our food and things like that. It's a kind of a multi races culture kind of interaction. Where people can come together with a cup of tea. So I think to better round it up, we would like this Nanyang tea to be a tea for everyone, a
mm,
tea for all Singaporean, and of course the tea for the world. Yes.
mm, mm. Thank you so much, Kenry. You are the ultimate tea man, and I hope that the tea man will continue to offer, more cups of tea down the line in the future.
And hopefully from your side, I'm able to come across more ultimate men of different field that can better share our Singapore story,
Mm.
inspiring us to do a little bit more at a time.
Just now you mentioned, did you mention like a book launch? You say along your street, right? Is it at your shop or is it at a neighbor shop?
Okay, it's actually at my shop
Ah,
back then,
yeah.
but we actually asked Da Tong to, we might have to cross to their border and things like that, So
Ah,
it's actually at my shop. We decorate up the whole shop. So I think this group of Amor, if I'm not wrong, is from the AWA, the American Women Society, and
okay.
they invite more than, I can't remember, I think more than 30 to 50 of their own guests. And over our side, which is the Chinatown side, we also have our friends and our supporters also about the kind of size that comes together.
Mm.
So it's a kind of a east meet west in our mall street.
Can it still be done today?
I think it's possible, except
Yeah.
that next door is already the somebody's shop. They might not be
Yeah.
interested to let you use their
Okay.
shop and cross over to their side, and they might scold you. Maybe you need more effort to talk to them. But again, I will still try. If there is a
Yeah.
need, you let me know, and I will do it.
Yeah, yeah. My book on the shopkeepers of Chinatown will come out next year, so I need a place to launch it. We work together, okay, to find a shop
Yes,
space.
just let me know. I will ask them, and see whether how can we better work with them.
Okay, great,
Next
great.
door is a
What is it?
is a Mao Tai Jiu shop.
Hey, good, good, good. I love that. You can have your choice. You decide what you want to drink.
Okay, that could be a new inspiration. You get me? We can
You,
try
you
that.
can try to blend that as well.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Kenry. Be in touch
Yeah.
again. All right. I'll let you know when the podcast comes out.
Yeah. Really, thanks for your
Yeah.
time and all the effort to make this possible.
No
Thanks, yeah.
problem. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. See you soon. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay.